A long car ride is never fun. You always have to stop at some point to stretch your legs, and then everyone wants to be in charge of the music. Now imagine a family who's taking a road trip to an amusement park. This is how this story starts. We meet Moaz and his little sister Talia, who are sitting in the back seat of their parents' car. They're both very excited because they've never been to an amusement park before. The father drives while the mother is in the passenger seat talking with him. Moaz has his headphones in, listening to music, and Talia sits next to him. She's got her head against the window and she keeps singing along to her brother's music. Then Talia asks, "Hey, Moaz, can we make up our own roller coaster at the amusement park?" He says, without taking his headphones off. "Like what kind of roller coaster?" "Like one that flips you over and over again," she replies. Moaz takes out one headphone so he can talk to his sister. "Well, that sounds like a cool idea. But I don't think there's a roller coaster like that at the amusement park." "Oh yeah," Talia says, disappointed. "What if we build our own?" Then Moaz gets an idea. "Hey, why don't we invent an amusement park?" "An amusement park," she says excitedly, "with all the rides we want." "Yeah," says Moaz. "And then we can put it somewhere here in the forest so no one else knows about it, and it is just ours." So the two siblings keep coming up with new ideas while their parents drive them to the amusement park. They arrive and park their car. Then the whole family gets out to stretch their legs. But Moaz and Talia still have their heads full of all those ideas they've just discussed. "Look," says Moaz, pointing at the Ferris wheel. "We could use that to get to the other rides." "Good idea," says Talia. "And then we can use a log flume to dry ourselves afterwards," adds Moaz. While Talia runs ahead to get tickets, Moaz pulls his mother aside. "Mom, if we were to build our own amusement park, what would you do differently from this one?" "Well," she says, scratching her head, "I guess I'd put the ticket booth right here so you don't have to walk past it twice." "Good thinking," says Moaz. He then runs after his sister. When they finally get on the first ride, which is a roller coaster, Talia screams, "This is great. It's just like I imagined." "Yeah," says Moaz, smiling at his little sister. "But it doesn't flip us over and over again." When they get off the ride, Moaz says to Talia, "Don't worry, sis. I'm sure there's a ride that does that." But Talia looks disappointed. As the day goes by, the children go on many different rides. They go on a carousel. They take a trip on the Ferris wheel, even though it's not as high as Talia would have liked. They get drenched when they go on the log flume, and they spin around and around on the teacups. All the rides are fun, but none of them do flips like the one Talia wanted. In the late afternoon, they sit down on a bench and eat an ice cream. "Do you think we should just accept that there is no ride that flips you over and over again?" Moaz asks his sister. I don't know," Talia replies. "Maybe you're right, but then we'll never get to experience that exciting feeling." "Well, I guess we'll just have to build our own ride then," Moaz suggests. "How about we ask Dad? He seems pretty good at fixing things." Talia likes the idea. "Yes, let's ask him." They run over to where their parents are sitting. "Dad, can you build us a ride that flips us over and over again?" Talia asks. Their father looks up from his cup. A ride that flips you over and over again. Well, that sounds a bit dangerous, but it will be fun, Moaz argues. Just imagine how happy we'll be when we get to scream at the top of our lungs as we fly through the air. Oh, yes, their mother adds. That would be quite an adventure indeed. Their father smiles at his wife and children. All right. I see you really want this ride. Let's do it. The family walks around the amusement park to find some spot to build their ride. The children want it to be in a place where they can be alone. What about behind that water tower? Moaz suggests. Good idea, says his dad. It is far away from the other rides and I bet no one ever goes behind that thing. Okay, says Talia, then let's start building. After asking a few park employees, they find out they have an old bumper car that isn't used anymore. It's perfect for what they have in mind. So their father pushes it behind the water tower together with the children. Once it's there, they start working. Talia wants to paint the car, so she gets a brush and a bucket of paint. Her brother wants to fix the engine, but he soon gives up because he has no clue how to do it. Their mother gets busy finding materials for the flipping mechanism while their father works on making the car go faster. Meanwhile, on the other side of the park, an old man who was in charge of the bumper cars sees what the family is doing. He walks towards them. Excuse me, he says. But what are you doing with that bumper car? We're building our own ride, Talia replies. A ride, the man repeats. Why would you do that when you can just ride the bumper cars over there? Because we want to go upside down, Moaz says. Oh, you want to go upside down, huh? The man scratches his white beard. Well, I've actually done something like that before. When I worked here, some kids asked me to build them a roller coaster. So I did. It was so much fun. He looks at the car the family is working on. That old thing won't be able to go fast enough to flip a car, let alone to people. But maybe we can attach 2 cars, Talia suggests. 2 cars, the man repeats. That might work. But you need more than just a strong engine for that. You need a lot of courage too. Courage? Moaz asks. What do you mean? Well, being upside down isn't easy. It takes a lot of courage to do that. Oh yeah, Talia says, a bit scared. I don't know if I'm brave enough. You'll never know until you try, the man says. But if you change your mind, you can always just come over to the regular bumper cars. We got plenty of those. The family keeps working. But after a while, they realize the old man was right. There's no way they're gonna finish this by the end of the day. It's getting dark anyway, Moaz says to his sister. Yeah, and it's almost time to go home, Talia replies. They both look at the car, disappointed. The man comes back over and sees the children looking down at their feet. Hey, cheer up, he says. Come over and ride the bumper cars with me. The children nod and walk over to the old man. As they bump into each other, the man jokes, Watch out, I might bump you upside down. The children laugh and suddenly Talia feels a lot better. They bump and crash into each other for a while until it's time to go home. On the way back, Talia tells her parents, I'm glad there's an amusement park at home. Me too, her mother replies, kissing her good night. As Moaz and Talia go to sleep, They both dream about going upside down.